Hey everybody, what is up? My name is Martin and welcome to 2K Central. So I'm bringing you another Mafia 3 video, surprise. So Haden Blackman was recently interviewed by Xbox Achievements. A majority of the interview he gave information we kind of already know and have covered on here, but thankfully for us, he did give some new information regarding Mafia 3. The first thing that really stood out to me was when he was asked why Lincoln is so brutal and violent. He gave the obvious answer stating Lincoln is a trained soldier who's going to war against the mob bullies. His words, not mine. So it's Lincoln's way of showing that he means business. And another obvious reason is he just lost his second family, so he's extremely angry at the world and is taking it out on just about any Italian gangster he can get his hands on. So that kind of clears up why he kills people in such a brutal manner, somewhat. But Haden also stated that the player has the option of non-lethal takedowns, and you can actually take entire enemy territories by doing this, so you don't have to kill absolutely everything in sight if you don't want to. And as we know, to take an enemy territory, we first have to infiltrate the building and then have to deal with the leader of that specific drug den, who will most likely be surrounded by enemies to make it more difficult. But good news, there's multiple ways of dealing with each boss. The obvious and easy option being killing him and all of his men, but you can also scare him into giving up the territory, which possibly means taking out all of his men, leaving him alive, and telling him to get out of the city. But Haden in the past has also hinted that we will be able to bribe or threaten the mob bosses into giving up their territory without having to kill anyone, which is clearly the more difficult option, as you have to reach the mob boss without being seen. So that takes a little bit of research and scouting instead of just running in the front door with a shotgun. The early signs for this game are good. I honestly thought taking territories would become a little repetitive, because in most games it is. But Hangar 13 have clearly thought about this and are attempting to support multiple playthroughs and hopefully reward people for attempting to take these territories as smoothly as possible. Also, another little note, allowing the leaders of these drug dens to live will also have an effect on how your story plays out, meaning they may leave the city and do you no harm or even help you, but they may also come back to haunt you, which is rather cool. And a big thing that Haden hinted towards was a system called Notoriety. Now Haden brought this up briefly and stated that Hangar 13 weren't yet ready to go into detail about it, but what he did say was that Lincoln's actions in the open world, that is New Orleans, would be tracked, and our actions would also have an effect on your relationships with your lieutenants. So as an example, if you're running around killing civilians and police for no good reason, then Vito, Cassandra and Burke will start to think less of you, as you're diminishing their reputation because you're not representing them like you should. Haden also said there would be other consequences for killing civilians, but he didn't elaborate much further than that. Now if this actually works like Haden says, then goodness, I am extremely excited to try out multiple playthroughs for this game already. And finally, by the end of the interview, he was asked what feature is he most excited about. Haden replied with, "On the moment-to-moment level, I'm really excited for people to drive in the game." So anyone who's a fan of Mafia's driving mechanics, then that's good news for you guys. And he went on to mention how happy he is with the cover combat in the game, and concluded that he was excited to see how people will deal with the choices presented to them in Mafia 3. Will they choose to make Lincoln more powerful in return, diminishing his relationships, or improve his relationships while giving up a lot of power? So this has actually got me extremely excited for the game, as if I wasn't already. But unfortunately, that's all the news I have for this video. If you want to see the full interview for yourself, then I'll put a link to that video in the description below. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching. Mafia 3 will be released on PC, PS4 and Xbox One. So stay tuned for more Mafia related content here on 2K Central. Take it easy guys. Bye bye.
Is everything absolutely splendid?